Oh, Mike, this is the day that this Thursday, today I have to leave about 40 minutes, so I will just leave quietly.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
No.
Recording in progress.
Hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning. See. But I don't see Alan yet. He's always here. Did anyone have trouble, or did anyone go to the Zoom link that Holly provided, forgetting that this is the one to use?
I just went ahead and used last week's.
Okay.
Morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, Ed wasn't sure if he'd be able to join or not.
Okay, good. That was my next question. Yeah. Is he settling in over there?
He's not on the right time zone yet.
Yeah, okay. Wow. And his dad is coherent right now, and
Good morning, Mike.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't see.
yeah. Okay, Radha. Let's see. Okay.
The My computer is not very well working. For that reason, I'm on my telephone. I don't see
Okay.
you on
Don't see me on the
computer.
screen? Okay.
Uh,
I don't see me
I
either.
don't know why. Don't know.
Okay, you guys have to help me for next semester come up with a better inspirational quote for the doubling cube lesson. Okay. Um, yeah, we have this is the second one for the doubles. And I'm trying to get rid of this bar thing here that you guys can't see, but will show up on the oh, there it is. It'll show up on the recording. Okay. So without a better quote, this is Beyond Foundation, the 2nd of April. Thank goodness no longer the 1st of April. The I didn't see the viral April Fool's joke with Joe Biden passing away, but someone told me we went out to lunch after our hike, and Subu was very good. The restaurant,
Oh,
right?
it's good.
Yeah, very, very. Everyone loved it. Yeah, I think everyone loved it. Kathy has some a little bit different
Yeah.
opinions, right? Okay.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
How was
Okay.
the lunch or whatever at Barrio Cafe? Oh, wait.
You,
How was the lunch at Barrio Cafe?
how was it?
The Barrio Cafe. The
Mario
lunch.
Cafe. That's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Uh,
So you guys are not too far away. So go, yeah, try it out.
yeah.
When I
Looks
told them about the restaurant in the morning, I said, one of the reasons I want to go is because they have machaca. And it turned out that more than half the people ordered machaca. And they didn't know what it was. Cheryl thought it was a little bit bland, but that's the way she liked it. I thought it was a little bit bland because of when my cooks used to make it for me, they put more bell peppers, things like that in. So basically machaca is just eggs scrambled into meat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, so the viral video was that former President Joe Biden had passed away, and it turned out it wasn't the case, wasn't true. Okay. Got one thing here.
What were your first impressions? My first impression was the victim there along with prosecution. Why did you decide? Single girl when the evidence against her at all? They're looking at her as the sole.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. So we can do a whole course on the doubling cube, right? The whole 10 weeks and more even. I think we're going to end up doing 3. This is the second of the 3. And I'll do enough today that your head isn't completely spinning. And then we'll finish up with the majority of the majority of the concepts you really need to know to be able to play tournament backgammon. Okay. I'm trying to stay away from math as much as possible and do it as intuitively as possible, right? So we'll see that in a second. So we'll talk about things like the free take, free drop, gammon save, gammon go, where it scores like 1 away, 2 away. So you're gonna know what 1 away, 2 away means. That means, let's say it's a 5-point match, you need 1 point to win, your opponent needs 2 points to win. Okay? And it makes a difference whether it's Crawford or not Crawford or past Crawford. Okay. And then the case where it's gammon save and gammon go with even away for the trailer or odd away for the trailer. We'll look at the value of the cube, the value of owning the cube, which is really important when it comes to tournament scores. And because that value of the cube can range from worthless to being worth a lot. Okay. We'll look at equity for money, and that's different than a tournament match. Right, we're in equity for money, you're trying to win as much as you can for this one game. In a match, you're trying to maximize your chances to win the match. So let's look at one of America's favorite pastimes, football, and the doubling cube. So let's pretend that we can use the doubling cube in football, and then it has the same rules. And let's assume that, okay, well, we know that the football field is 100 yards from end zone to end zone. And in our game, let's say that if you get the ball into the end zone, then you win the game. It's not taking turns and each having 4 downs. And at the end of 4 quarters, approximately an hour, right? Which turns out to be, when you're watching it on TV, turns out to be 3 hours. But we're in our game, 100 yards, like a regular football field, and we each have one turn, one move, one doubling cube decision, one move, and then it's the other person's turn. Whereas in American football, you have four turns inside the downs. Let's say the ball starts at the 50-yard line. Oh, you know what? We need to do this right here. Okay. This is what we're gonna use. We're gonna use this graphic right here and start the ball off near the middle of the field. We'll say the 50-yard field, 50 yard. And let's say that the yardage line corresponds to your chances of winning. Okay. So if you're at the 50-yard line, you have a 50-yard chance of winning, or 50% chance of winning. And when we look at equity inside the game, you have a 50% chance of winning. They have a 50%, they have a 50% chance of winning. So our equity is actually 0, right? Because it's completely even. And let's say the Gammons are the same too, both ways. Then equity is 0. Now, with our football game, if the cube is never used by either player, then to win, you have to get into the end zone. So that means you have to get to the 100-yard line. So if you're here, you need only 1 more yard to get into the end zone. We can think of this being on the 90-yard line because the football field is 100 yards. If we double, should our opponent take? What do you guys think?
No.
No, I wouldn't take, right? Our chance of winning this game, they could win next turn right away, right? By going more than 1 yard. They could do that tush push and get into the end zone. So we probably wouldn't want to take it because we will lose twice as much. Okay. Should we double the start of the game?
No.
No,
Depends on the
because
match score.
yeah, just let's say this is for money right here, right?
Okay.
Should we double the start of the game? No, because we don't have enough advantage. Our opponent can take the cube and they have full value of the cube. They can use the cube to win the game. We can no longer use the cube to win the game. So let's think about it this way. We can either double now or later in the game. If they will always have a take next turn, then there's no reason to give them the cube. We should wait. If we can always next turn, if we can always double, they still have a take, there's no reason to give them the value of the cube right now. But if there are enough ways that they will have a drop next turn, then we should consider doubling this turn. So these are called market losers, where we get into this situation where if we double them, they will have to drop. Okay? So if we have enough market losers, then that's when we want to consider the cube. If we have no market losers, Now, if we can't get into the territory where they have to drop if we double them, then there's no reason to center with the cube. Okay, let's say we're on the 20-yard line. And we need 80 yards to win the game. Should we double?
Nope.
No. Should our penalty take? Yes, right? They're the favorite here. We only have 20% to win. They have 80% to win. So when should we double and when should our opponent take? So we can do it by math and we can show that if they have more than 25%, they should take. And if we have more than 7%, we should double. That means if they have less than 25%, they should drop. Okay. So one situation we should double is whenever they have a drop. That way we don't give them the chance to turn the game around. And what is the dividing line between doubling and taking? When we don't think about gammons one way or the other, then it's that 75% yard line. If we have gammons and they're the same on both sides, it's just like on the 75-yard line again. Those gammons cancel each other out. Pretty much. So around the 75-yard line, if there are enough market losers, we're in. So around the 75-yard line, which means like we might be below the 75-yard line. Maybe we have 70% chances to win the game. But if we have enough market losers at 70%, we should consider doubling. Enough chances to get into double drop territory. Okay. So we know that as a taker, we can take if we have more than 25% winning chances. And in a continuous game, which means that let's see, somewhere near the middle of the game or beginning of the game, we have more than a good chance to use the cube later. And we even take as low as 22%, less than 25% because we have the value of the cube. When we turn that cube, we'll be winning at twice as much, right? So they double us to 2, we turn it back to 4 later on the game, we'll be winning 4 instead of 2. So we can take with less than 25% off, so somewhere around 22%. But here's an example of the absolute lowest winning chances that you can take. It says double pass here by XG, but it's a borderline double take, double drop. Right? So if either side doubles, then their chances of winning is 81.25%. But because of the value of the cube, the other side can take because it can reshift that cube to 4. And now their wins will come at a their wins will come at a 4 value of the cube. I just realized what I probably should have shown you guys first. Let's do this. Let me show you guys this first. Oh, there it is. What I should show you guys first is this one right here. Okay. So what is the cube action here? If you count them up, and you've got 9 ways to miss, 36 ways to win. So that's exactly 75%. And so it's an optional, whoops, I'm sorry, it's a money game. It's an optional take drop. Okay. Because they can do just as well to take as they pass. Their equity is -1 either way. It says double pass, but it's also double take. Right on the borderline. So when you get to a position like oops, what happened here? Oh, this one right here, right? It's no longer an automatic loss if you don't get off with your 27 rolls. And when you don't get off on those 9 rolls, your opponent has a powerful requeue. So mathematically, this turns out to be the lowest point you can take if you have perfect cube equity, right? 18.75%. Okay. So our goal for a money game is to maximize how much we will win in this one game, because it's just this one game. Then we stop, we start another game. Okay. Each previous game has no effect on the future games. For a tournament game, our goal is to maximize chance of winning the match. So it's a little bit different. So here's an example right here. This is for a match. We're winning 3-0 in the match. And if we look at how many times we win, okay, well, first of all, let's look at it as a money game. Okay. So this doesn't apply right here on the right-hand side. As a money game, we win on 17 numbers, we lose on 19 numbers. So do we double this? No, we don't double this. We're not the favorite. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it's saying that I guess I added them up wrong. We only have 36% chance to win this game right here with the checkers on the 2 and the 6 point. So however many that is, we have to add them up. Okay. So we shouldn't be doubling this for money. We have only a third of the time, or 36% of the time do we win this game. And if we double, our opponent should definitely take. But for a tournament match, right, if we're winning 3-0, so if we need 2 points, they need 1 point. I mean, they need 5 points in this match. 5-point match, they have 0, we have 3. We need 2, they need 5. It turns out this is a double, even when we're not the favorite. Okay. So why is that? If we double and we lose, we go to 2-away, 3-away. And our chances, we need 2, they need 3. Our chances are a little bit worse than if we lose just 1 point. But we have a free shot to win the match with this one roll. And that's what makes it a double, even though we're winning. You'd think we're winning in a tournament, you should be more cautious about turning the cube. So this is one case where it kind of goes counter to your intuition, and it's right to double. So we can figure that out by looking at the match equity tables and see what happens. Do all the math and say, okay, if we double and we win, what's our chances? If we double and we lose, what's our chances? And if we don't double, what's our chances in the match? Okay. And we can compare that, the no double to the double. And we find that we do better when we double in this situation, even though we're the underdog. Okay, so one of the easiest situations with a tournament situations, if you're 1 away and it's post Crawford. If one person is 1 away. Okay. That means one person needs 1 point, the other person needs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 900 points, okay, to win the match. So 1 away, you only need 1 point to win the match. So there's no reason to turn the cube. Right? You should never double. So, okay, so first of all, the Crawford game is when one person gets to one point away from winning, and the cube is out of action for that one game. Okay? And so we can write that as 1 away, or we can write it as -1 for 1 away also, 1 away or -1. Okay? So after that one game, if the game isn't won, or the tournament isn't won in that one game, then that becomes post-Crawford. So all future games will become post.
What happens?
Rada, try to put yours on mute. Okay.
Okay. Okay, I think that was the only one that was going, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, if you guys want to speak, you're all muted right now. So hit the space button or something. Okay? Okay. So because as the leader, you only need 1 point, you never double. You gain nothing by doubling, and you're also hurting yourself by doubling. And the trailer should double as soon as possible. They can't double if they win the first roll, but they can double if they're the reply to the first roll, or they can double if they won the first roll and then when their turn comes around next time, they can double. So as the trailer, one simplification is you should double as soon as possible. So why should you double as soon as possible? What does the value of the cube say in the middle of the board? Nothing, right? It doesn't mean anything to you, right? If you might as well turn the cube and win more points. So if you lose the game with the cube in the middle, you lose the match. If you lose the game with the cube on your opponent's side, you lose 2 points, but you still lose the match. You might as well turn the cube. If you win the game, this game and the cube is in the middle, you get 1 point. If you win this game and the cube is turned, you win 2 points. And even better if you win a gammon, you win 4 points, right? So this backgammon is all about risk and reward, risk versus reward. This is a no risk situation to turn the cube as a trailer and all reward. So you double as soon as possible. So that's a simplification, and I'm not sure if it's completely right. I'm beginning to think it is correct. Although 40 years ago, 50 years ago maybe, I did a mathematical proof, and it looked like, to me at the time, and it may be true pretty much, that as long as you have as a trailer, as long as you have a gammon threat, you shouldn't turn the cube. Because you can always turn the cube later on. Unless you get to a situation where you're so good that you double and your opponent drops, right? But if you get into that situation, you're probably playing for a gammon, right? So I don't know if that works against a perfect opponent, but it might work against other players that are maybe not as strong as you. Okay? So it might be right to actually withhold the cube trailing at 1 away. Okay.
I do have a question about that. Because what about like sometimes if you don't double right away, like let's say your second roll is yours, if you don't double, and then down the line the game looks like it's gonna be in your favor, but not necessarily a gammon, but you know that if you do it, it's gonna be a pass. So it would just be like a quick way to get 1 extra point.
Right.
So
if that's the case, then you've lost out when you could have doubled earlier and win that game and win the match, right? If it's a 2-way.
but I mean, it's not quite like you don't really have enough equity to double, but they would be more afraid of the doubling. Do you know what I mean? Like they're more likely not to take just their personality, you've noticed in the tournament. So I think,
Yeah.
like, I remember what you said about, oh no, it wasn't you, I'm sorry, but I will give you credit for it.
Somebody.
It was it was that the guy when he said, you know, you can play computers all you want, but there's nothing, no substitute for live play. And when you're in a tournament, like people may be tired from travel or just having an off day, stuff like that. So, yeah, that was my
Right. So the point is that all these match equity calculators are based upon XG playing XG, right? And you're never playing a perfect opponent, as good as they are.
Okay.
As good as Arthur Negihonegu is, Mark, right? He's very, very good. Right? But I checked this morning. Looks like you're in a racing situation where it's pretty even,
Yeah, it's come down to the dice now.
right? And if you win, I didn't look at it, but you said that USA probably becomes the favorite in the tournament to win it.
That's right. Yeah, if so, the U.S. versus Germany is down to this match. So
And if we lose it, then they're the favorite in this whole tournament, right?
that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I did my part. I beat my German opponent. And so- What? How many matches do we have in this thing?
Uh,
How many?
each person plays 5.
5. Okay. So, and we have a 13-player team. Is
That's
that
right.
So that means right now we're level pegging. We're 6 away, 6 away. Or we each win
Yeah.
6 points, right?
6 away, 6 win. We each have
One
6.
away, yeah, one away. And so, oh, Ronnie, you've got 2 windows open. That's why. You should close one of the windows. Okay. Oh, thank you, Carla. Alan says he can't join today, class today.
Yeah, and I asked them if I could just share real quick. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so this one match that Mark is playing, this is the deciding match. Okay. So if we look at 1 away, 2 away, let's look at it from the leader's point of view. I think I do this later on inside this thing right here. But in summary, if you're the leader and you're being doubled, you can drop the cube and go into the next game being 50-50 in the match. Right? So 1 away, 2 away, you only need 1 point, your opponent has 2 away, they double you. You can drop, go 50-50 in the match by going to the next game. If you're the favorite, you're playing this game for the match. So you should take. So as an underdog, you should never take this thing. You should just double. Or if your opponent doubles you, you should drop and go to the next game for the match, 50-50. Okay. So I think I talk about it later. I'm pretty sure I talk about it later. Okay. So, oh, because yeah, we didn't get to post Crawford. No, we did. Okay. So post Crawford. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Next slide, in fact. Okay. So 1 away post Crawford. So let's say it's 1 way, 2 away. And if they can if they're less than 50%, they have that free drop option. Okay? Why should we consider playing this game as the underdog? Okay? Now, if the trailer is odd away, we almost always take. It's essentially a free take. We looked at the match equities last time, how much you're risking by losing 1 more point at odd away scores, and it's just a tiny, tiny amount. So it's almost like you have a free chance to win this game in the match at 1 away, 2 away. I'm saying 1 away, 3 away, because they'll still need 2 games to win the match. Like a free chance to win it. Okay. So last time, okay, so the only thing about one away, three away, and one away, odd away is that you do have to be careful about losing a gammon. Okay? And that can affect your take and your take, whether you take or not. But in almost all cases, especially if they're doubling at first opportunity, almost all, take it. Take the cube. Right? Okay. So in the last slide, we said as a trailer, what is the value of the cube to you? And we answered nothing. Right? You might as well turn that cube and send it to your opponent's side because it doesn't mean anything to you. But that's not strictly true. And here's why. There's a free take gambit. Let's say our opponent only needs 1 point in the match to win the match, and they have a free drop. So let's say we're one away, three away, or one away, five away, one away, odd away, right? And we wait instead of doubling it first opportunity. We might reach a position where they will drop their free take, right? So just about anything that's not gammonish, they should be taking and playing it. It's like a free chance to win the match, right? So if white doubles us as black, right, and we're winning one away, three away, so one away, odd away, and they double us, here we only have 9.54% chances to win this thing, but we still have a take because of that free take. We could construct other positions where, let's, no, I won't do it. Let's say it's a five away, four away position. Five roll versus four roll position. And they're the one that has 8 checkers on the board on the ace and deuce point. We have 10 checkers on our ace and deuce point. And if they double us in a free take situation, we still have a take, even though our chances are really tiny, right? Because they need only 4 rolls to win, and we need 5 rolls to win, or 5 end roll position, which if they roll double, we know double, it could be less than 5 rolls and 4 rolls. Okay. So, here, 90% chance to win the game. We double. If they don't know about the free take and they drop, we've gained something then. Okay. But if they do know about the free take, then this won't work. Okay. So how do we know if we're the favorite in a one-away situation post-Crawford? There's some rules of thumb. So if you won the opening roll, you're the favorite. Except for possibly a 4-1 roll, opening roll, right? But that's close too. But if you just simplify it to you win the opening roll, you're the favorite, then that's the right thing to do, right? If you lost the opening roll, then your opponent's the favorite, and you should pass, right? But there are 3 exceptions. If you hit an outfield shot, you gain a lot of equity. If you point on their head, you gain a lot of equity. Remember, 2 good things in the opening is hitting a shot, a blot, and it's especially better if you hit an outfield blot, one in their outfield. I mean, one in your outfield, one in their outfield, right? Or yours outfield, but even better if it's in their outfield. Making point is good, but it's even better if you point on a blot that they have. And those 2 situations are enough to allow you to take. The other situation is if you roll a really strong double, right? Maybe you roll something like double twos. And you play it properly, right? Then you might be able to take the cube next turn, right? So if you're the one that only needs 1 point, this will help you determine when you're the favorite or not. Okay, so a little bit more about the value of the cube. Because the cube can range in value from nothing to a lot, right? So for money, we looked at the situation for money. You can take around 25% because you've got good recube equity. You only need to go back to their 25-yard line to be able to use the cube or anywhere near that. You can take at 22%, even less than 25%, if you have a good chance to use the cube later in the game. And if you can use the cube with perfect efficiency, you can take it as low as 18.75%. But what if it's a situation where the cube has no value to our opponent? This is the last roll situation. We're a bare favorite to win this right here. 19 get off, 17 don't get off. If we ship the cube, their opponent has no cube value, no equity in that cube. They can't use the cube to beat us. They can't redouble. So this is the last roll situation, and we should just turn the cube and win twice as much. So it's not going to be a lot because we win a little bit more than we lose. So our equity is only 0.11%. So, but we will do better by doubling. But again, remember, this is the last roll situation. The cube has no value to your opponent. And since your goal is to maximize your equity in money, you can maximize your equity by doubling right now. So last roll situations don't always only happen in the bear off. Here's another situation. You're black. You're going counterclockwise. Then if you're on roll, if you hit them, then you're going to win the game because you're almost guaranteed to win the game, right? If you miss them, then they're probably going to win because they're so far ahead in the race. Right? So this is a situation where either you win or you lose on this roll. This is another last roll situation. And even though you're bare favorite, you should double and they should take. But you're nowhere near the 75% line for doubling. Okay, so you guys follow the last roll situations? Make sense? Okay, so if the cube's in the middle, and you don't double, you don't hit, then you're definitely going to get doubled out next turn, right? So since you're the favorite here, you should double. Do one more, I think, right? Two-way. So the mathematics of this say pretty much just double at your first opportunity. You can do this mathematically and show that this is the case. Or you can do this with hand waving and show that if you don't double this turn because you're not the favorite, your opponent's going to double next turn with them being the favorite. And they probably won't be anywhere near 100% to win the game. So you should be taking it. So either way, the cube's going to end up at 2 if both players are playing with optimal cube strategy. Okay. So our own Mr. Land, our own Mark, did that in his final game with Arthur. He doubled at first opportunity at two-way.
Mike, I think sometimes stronger players will not do that so that they can trick the weaker player into a drop.
Exactly.
But I knew I wasn't the stronger player, so I just went right ahead and doubled.
Okay. So he may have known that too.
Yeah.
Okay. He may have seen that in your checker play before. He may have seen it in your cube play before, but you're taking the cube out of the game by doubling,
Yeah.
right? So can we look at the games leading up to the mat or the final game?
Well, yeah, you mean you want to do that now or?
Okay, maybe I should wait. Well,
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean the match is still going.
right, still going.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not going to affect the what happened. I mean, you know how to play a racing game, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And it's not going to affect it anymore, but I think it might affect you. Well, maybe not psychologically. Yeah. So maybe yeah, let's do that next time. Let's look at
Okay. Yeah.
the games leading up to the two-way,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Um, so with share, which you're already doing, and you guys are seeing the right thing. Yep. Just double the first opportunity. Now, when you're two-way and your opponent is, or one of the players is further than two-way, right? Be three-way, four-way, five-way, six, right? The leader should be more cautious in turning the cube. Why? Because the cube's going to come back to you at 4. This is an automatic double on their part. The cube has no value to them. Did I skip something? No, I didn't. Yeah. So this is called an automatic double because if they have the cube and they lose 2 points, they might as well ship it back and win more than 2 points, right? If you own the cube at 2, you'll never double, practically. So, I mean, so if your opponent doubles you, you should never double again. It's not, you don't gain anything by doubling. And because you own the cube with needing 2 points, you can say the cube is worthless to you. Let me get rid of this thing again. Okay. So as a trailer, you should double a little more quickly. Okay. And if you win enough gammons, your opponent will drop. Okay. You double more quickly because the biggest reason is the cube has no value to them anymore. They can't win the game by getting to the 75-yard line. They're never going to double you. So if you're trailing at two-way, you should be more aggressive with the cube. You should double more quickly. Right? Okay. Okay, not moving here. Here, this one always works. Okay. So just the leader can basically win by winning a game with the cube in the middle, right? Or they can win a playing game with the cube at 2. That means your opponent gives it to you, right? Or if you give it to them and they take. Okay, especially if it's the last roll situation. Now the trailer can turn the cube, and now all of the gammon wins by the leader are worthless. So the leader's just going to try and win the games. They're not going to try anything. They're not going to give up any wins for gammons. It doesn't make any sense. So just one more thing about being a two-way. Once that cube is turned, with the one-sided gammons, remember that the gammons work for your opponent if they win the gammons, but they don't work for you at all. Okay. So let's see, 4-way match scores. Next time we'll talk about these right here, right? And most of a lot of matches turn into 5-point matches, right? Five or less. And the interesting ones are the interesting cube decisions, when to double, when to take, are in that match score area. With lopsided scores, you can basically, from what we talked about so far, you can figure out when to take or drop and when to double. But the more complicated ones are with 5-away scores, and especially with 4-away scores. 4-away, 3-away, 4-away, 2-away, right? Those are the match scores that the cube, understanding the cube will make a bigger difference in your ability to win that match. So let's go to some checker play adjustments you make in tournament play and stop this crazy talk about the doubling cube. Okay. And again, I've left out as much mathematics as I possibly could. We might have to do that when we get to the 4-point match. Okay. Might have to look at match equity tables and look at our risk reward versus taking and not taking. Okay. And doubling. Okay, let's take about I don't know, 5-minute break. Okay. Okay, put your thumbs up when you're ready, when you're back.
Is backgammon today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow at Indochine, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. One. Hmm. Yeah, I'm here, but I'm going to, well, maybe I'm already doing it. Hide the video because I'm going to be stuffing my face. Okay. Go. What are we doing that? Well, one, Subu, Rada, Mark, everybody's back right now, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me just take a couple bites. Mm. Okay, thank you. We're already sharing that, right? Screen. Yeah. So the checker play adjustments we need to make basically have to do with the value of winning or losing a gammon. So for money play, we know that we're willing to give up 1% in winning chances if we can gain 2% in gammon chances. But that ratio will be different at different match scores. At double match point, that gammons mean nothing, right? We just care about winning the game, and our opponent cares about winning the game or us, in other words, us losing the game. Right? So there are match score situations where we want to try and push harder for the gammon, and other match scores where we want to try and try hard to not get gammoned. Those are gammon save situations. So in general, what do you think are in general having an advanced anchor means? What does it mean for gammons? It probably reduces your chances of being gammoned. If you have an advanced anchor, right, your chances of being gammoned are lower. Right? They can't play an attacking game against you anymore. They can't play a priming game against you anymore. Okay. Oh, Mark, I'm still trying to figure out that position you sent me. Okay. So, I tested out different theories and none of them make sense yet. So, So in general, advanced anchors reduce your gammon chances. What about in a running game plan? Usually gammons are pretty low, right? And so that'll affect your doubling strategy and it'll affect your checker play too. What about playing a contact game where you're behind, maybe you have a couple anchors, eventually get a shot, to win? Well, usually they're taking checkers off already, in which case you don't have a chance to get a gammon, right? So it's a one-sided gammon situation there. What about in an attacking game plan? Do you think gammons are higher or lower than a regular game?
Higher.
Higher, right? And in a priming game plan, depending on how well timed that priming game is, they can be higher too, right? So, it depends on whether your opponent has crashed or not, right? Or whether they still have a good prime to contain us if they hit a shot, right? So this is where I wish that we had gone over the chart that Kathy sent, right? That what this player did, and I guess Karen Davis turned you onto this chart, right?
Oh,
Where-
yeah.
Where how the match score will affect the play of your opening roll. Okay. And that basically means whether it's double match point or gammon go or gammon save internal. And so I want to do a study session where Kathy's the headmistress with this chart, and she'll quiz me on the opening roll and how it should be played at these match scores. And I'll tell her what I think my understanding is of what we should be doing. Okay. I haven't looked at the chart yet. And if I'm wrong about it, or if I disagree with the chart, that'll be a good learning opportunity for me. Okay. But I'll also be giving my reasons for why I think, we should be making this adjustment, or the way we should be playing this role at at the match score. Okay. So let's see. Let's use some examples from Nick's book right here. So I just got this right here. Can you guys see this?
No, we can't see anything.
Can't see anything. Oh, okay. Oh, am I still?
Yeah,
I'm still. Oh, I'm
still
sorry.
munching.
Okay, no, I wasn't. I should have taken the opportunity to munch. Okay. Anyway, the book is Adjusting to Match Play, and I still can't see anything. Let me see here. There it is. Okay, it came in for a second in front of my face. Sydney taught me that. It's in front of my face, but it's not showing anything. There it is. Okay.
Perfect.
So he tries not to use very much math. He uses very little math in this right here, which is why I was trying to figure out, can I teach you guys about the doubling cube without a lot of math? So what we talked about today is basically really all the math that you need in this right here. The future value of the cube to your opponent, whether it's a dead cube, whether they have value in it, whether it's a last roll situation, right? And what happens if we're one away post Crawford, and what happens when we're two away, right? That gives you a lot of intuition about what the right cube action is in different match scores. Okay. So, okay. Where are we going? We're going to here, I guess. We're going to Extreme Gammon. Okay. Check some notes here. Okay, so everybody knows what double match point is, right? This game wins the match. And so that also means that, let's say the cube is held at 2 and it's two-way. This is a double match game right here. Okay, so in double match play, if we have the opening roll, okay, and we roll a 2-1, what's the best play?
Splitting?
Splitting is one of the top two plays, right?
Slotting.
And slotting the other top play. So where is, I don't have the dice. Set them up. Checker play options, 2-1.
We don't see the board if we're supposed to.
Yeah, you're supposed to. Okay. We are theoretically sharing, right? Sharing the screen. Oh, you should see it now.
Yep.
Yeah, I did share before. I don't know why it didn't show. Okay, maybe I didn't. 2-1. So the two options are splitting after you bring down 13-11, splitting a checker from 24-23, and slotting, which means playing checker from 6 to 5. So XG thinks that it's really close either way. And it thinks that slotting is slightly better for money. Right? But what happens when, why is it taking so long? It shouldn't take that long, right? See, so it thinks it's basically a coin flip between the top two plays. But you see that these are actually book values. In other words, it's already been rolled out. So it should know, oh, it's trying to do the other ones too. Yeah, it should know these top plays already bite because it already has it in its library. So it says that it's really close for money. But what happens for a double match point? Match play D for double match point. Okay, 0-0 to 1. Then what happens? It's still the situation that slotting is a little bit better. And maybe I shouldn't even wait for this thing right here. What about something like, okay, so here you go. It shows slotting as even better for double match point here. Okay. A larger equity difference. Before it was 0.008, now it's 0.015. So let's look at something like a 4-1 roll. And for money, the split is better, right? Dropping a 4 down and splitting. But what about for double match point? Is it still the same situation of splitting, or do we slot this time? That's our alternative other top play.
Probably slot.
Probably slot. Okay. So when we start looking at more of these, we see that we should be playing more pure, which means, and Carol picked this up. She told me this in the carpool yesterday, that one thing that helped her a lot was in double match point situations, she remembers saying, putting the checkers where they need to be. And that's what you do when you slot, right? You're unstacking the two mountains on the 13 point and the 6 point, and those checkers on the 6 point want to go to the 5 point and the 4 point. That's the best place it could go to. So when you're in double match score situation, you're not worried about gammons, so it doesn't hurt you so much to get hit. But you gain a lot by being able to make that 5 point by slotting it. So in double match point situations in general, you want to play more pure. You want to put your checkers where they want to be. You think this is the case with 5-1 also? what happens with that double match point, the 5-1? The 5 is most probably going to come down from 13 to 8. Some people in New England used to play it as 24 to 18. So actually thinks that a double match point, they're all close. Right? And it's basically a toss-up between slotting and splitting. Oh, but look at this right here. In money play, the 24 to 18 major split doesn't come out so well. Doesn't come out as high as this right here. But in this situation, double match point, there's a lot more validity to playing this one right here. What about something like 6-4 at double match point? What do you guys think happens here? There's 3 plays that are even for money, right? That are really close for money. The split, 24 to 18 and down with 13 to 9. Running, going 24 to 14, and making the 2-point. Those are the 3 top plays for money. They're pretty close. But what happens when we're at double match point? Which one do you think will come out on top?
Splitting.
Splitting?
24
Running maybe?
to 18.
18 and down?
13 to, yeah,
Right.
9.
Okay. So you would think that making the 2-point is not as good, right? Because you don't need the gammon. You're playing, you just want to win this game. By making the 2-point, your winning chance are going to go down. And that's what's important. Right? But look at this. At this match score, and other bots agree with this, running is the best thing to do. Right? Take advantage of your 10 pips you just rolled and try and play a racing game. For money, it's you're losing, you're not winning 0.1% more by making the split play, and you win more gammons. So for money, the this play right here makes a lot more sense. You have higher equity. But a double match point when you don't care about winning a gammon, just use your racing advantage here. Okay, so what about with something like a 6-3? There's the different ways to play it. There's basically 2 good ways to play it, right? Running to the 15-point or splitting to the 18-point and dropping one down from 13 to 10. Anything else is a much weaker play. And here they're pretty close, right? Between running and splitting. Now we haven't rolled as many pips. Last time we rolled 10 pips. Now we rolled 9 pips. And they have more ways that they can hit us if we're on the 15-point. They've got not only 3s to hit us, but also 2-1. So for both those reasons, it's a much closer decision than just running one with a 6-4 versus running one with a 6-3. Okay. So double match point, and you roll double 5 after they rolled 5-1 to start. Okay. How do we play this? Well, for money, it's automatic. We're going to go to make the 3-point and the 1-point, right? But what if it's double match point where you don't care about gammons? It seems like we'll be giving up winning chances by making the 2 and more points, but we'll get more gammons, right? So in double match point, we only care about winning the game. And making just a 3-point without pointing on them and without leaving a block here we leave a blot on the, where is 3-point? Let's see, 8-3 twice, 6-1 twice. There it is. Here, our Gammon chance are going to be up 3% compared to the other play. And we're leaving a blot here. So we're going to lose a little bit more. So in this case, a double match point, we don't care about winning a Gammon. We just care about winning. This is what we want to do. So you have to, in tournament match scores, you have to get out of the mindset of maximizing equity in a money game, right? Instead, you're trying to win the match. Okay, so let's do, start there, the checkers here. Oh, Alan's texting. Why is he texting? I'm not looking at it right now. So what kind of game are we playing? What kind of game are they playing?
We're playing a back game.
Back game. We're playing a contact game plan, right? A back game. So in our terminology, so we're playing a back game because we have two anchors. But we group them all together into the contact game plan, right? Because they all have the same way to win the game. And maybe they were playing an attack game plan, but now they can't really because we have anchors. So they're just trying to bring this game home safely against the anchors. So how do we play this 3-2 for money? You've got to beat XG.
Hit.
Hit once, twice, hit where? On 15-point, on the 5 and the 3-point?
5 and 3.
5 and 3. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll probably win more Gammons that way, right? Remember in this match in money, we want to maximize equity for just winning and winning Gammons. But in double match play, it can't happen. We can't win Gammons. So maybe I should
Did you say what would you do for money, or are you asking what you would do for the double match play?
So I was going to compare the two, but
Oh,
I can't really see this right now. It's taking too long. Okay.
Does this one get more complicated because it looks like
I'm forgetting.
white doesn't have the timing?
Okay, let me do one thing. I forgot a checker on the bar. No, yes, I want to cancel the analysis. Okay, so a checker on the bar. White doesn't have the timing.
Oh, it just changed.
Okay.
You moved the checker to the bar.
Yeah. So yeah, black's got better timing now, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I think it'll take too long, but let's look at double match point. TMP10. Okay. And we're in for money, we would just play a checker 3 from the bar to the 20-point, right? We'd be giving it too much structure by hitting, right? So our best play for money is just to come in on the 20-point. But at double match point, we're just interested in winning the game. If we just came up here to this point, we win around 43% of the time. But if we hit twice compared to double match point, match play, 3-2 to play. Well, it's giving a lot more other examples here. Okay. But let's just say here that a double match point, this one drops in value. And hitting with something like this right here. So this goes up in value compared to just playing. This is the money play. Right? Keeping the structure. And something like hitting goes way up in value compared to the passive play. Right? Okay, so again, it's a matter of when you adjust your checker play, it's a matter of how many gammons you're going to get in your how many gammons your opponent's going to get. In double match score, there's no gammons we have to worry about. Let's see. Guys, have any questions so far about anything?
Yeah, I don't understand this position at all.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe hitting once here is in the top 10. So what's our
Well, so
yeah.
so our strategy is put checkers where they belong. So the 5 points more valuable than the 8 point, even though we in money play we would lose a lot by getting hit. With two anchors in this double match point situation, we don't care about being sent back with more checkers. Right? We might care if we only had one anchor and they're starting to build their board up. Right? In which case we might dance. But here we've got two anchors, and with the possibility of getting a third anchor on their 2 point, which will make an even better game for us. Because when we looked at the contact game plan, oftentimes the person playing the contact game plan can win up 40% of the games, maybe 50% of the games in a well-timed contact game plan. So the winning chances are much higher than it seems. Okay?
Are we kind of hoping to get hit here, or
So we don't care, right?
okay?
If we're not hit, we can make the 5 point. If we are hit, no big deal.
But I guess I thought we would be ultimately we're trying to make a prime here so we can contain them once we hit.
Mhm.
And
Right
we
now,
just
the only
broke a
checker.
point. What's that?
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
so we just broke one of the points in our potential prime,
Right.
and
So
we're the most likely prime we're going to make is in the outfield, right? Because we're not trying to move it forward at this point. So yeah, I don't get why we give up the 8 to
okay.
potential.
So right, the most likely we'll extend our prime is to build in the outfield. But what checkers do we have to extend our prime right now?
Yeah, I would have moved one down from the 13.
Oh, okay. So you would have done
I would have done the 6th move down there.
this one or the other one. Okay.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So both of them drop one down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good, right? That's good also. Right? This one is not quite as good as where did it go? There we go. This one here, right?
Yeah.
But even better is utilizing these checkers on the 6 point and just slotting it there.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
So you keep the structure to build your prime. But again, the only checkers right now that are going to help you extend your prime are the 4 on your midpoint. Right? You've got
Okay.
okay. So the concept is double match point, put your checkers where you want them to be, and play pure. Right. So playing pure means putting your checkers where they want to be.
All right.
Okay, so let's see. Which one should we do next? Okay, this one is interesting here. Delete. And they're going to be white, which is 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2. They've got a prime. We've got a blot here, a checker on the bar, and we have this guy here. And all the checkers are on the board, right? So double match point. What do we do for a 3-5?
Double.
Oh, okay. Well, let's assume the cube is over here, right? Mhm. So yes, we would double. They would drop. But would we think about, oh, maybe we're too good, right? They have a checker on the bar, closed out. We're aiming at a second checker. We could get a gammon with 2 checkers. So let's just see what happens. Let's see, we get a cube action, and we're black. Should we double? Maybe we're too good, right? Oh, we don't want that. We want money. There we go. Okay, we're too good to double.
But you only need 1 point, right?
Oh, so yeah, so it's for money. This is for money here.
Oh, sorry.
So for money, we don't double because we're too good. But for double match point, okay, one way to and now we roll a 5-3.
So do you bypass hitting because every additional checker on the bar is a risk later on?
Right, exactly. It increases the chance that you're going to leave a blot. They'll hit. They can wait longer. They're going to be on the bar longer, and that gives them more chances to eventually hit you. Right? So a double match point, you're a pretty good chance to win this thing right here, right? They've got checkers in the outfield and one in our outfield. They have one up against a closed board. So why take the extra risk to hit them and increase our winning chances? How much do we increase our winning chances by hitting them? 13, 10, 10 to 5, let's say. We lose 4.1% chances of winning here by hitting them because they have a better chance of hitting us when we try to bear off. Versus if we pass up the hit and do this, our winning chances are 98.2%. That's what we're trying to do in double match point. We bypass the hit, we maximize our winning chances, and we have a better chance to win the match. So you can't think automatically hit that second checker and increase gammon chance because you don't have that. Doesn't do any good. But you do need to compare if I hit the second checker, are my winning chances better now? So if you move all these checkers into the inner board or something, their winning chances might be high enough that hitting the checker will make a big difference in your winning chances. But all you're interested in is your winning chances. Okay? So does that make sense to you guys? I mean, Kathy knew right away that if you hit another checker, if you hit second, if you hit a third checker, a fourth checker, then especially if you have a fourth checker, there's a good chance you're going to leave a blot and they're going to hit it. And maybe they have a chance of winning by hitting it. Right? Okay. So everybody else, that's an important concept to know. So you guys all have that under your belt now. Okay. Where are we right now? At 128. Let's do. What kind of game plan are they playing? What kind of game plan are they playing?
Contact.
Contact. They're playing contact game plan, right? And we're trying to bear in safely against their contact game. So at double match point, there it is. Okay. And we roll a 5-3. Well, first of all, for money, the best play is hitting and then playing 8-3. Right? Don't leave them any direct shots. Only double 5 indirect shot. Why? Because we go in a lot more gammons that way. But is that still true at double match point? Will we win more by hitting them or will we win more by not hitting them? Oh, you guys weren't quick enough. This thing came up with the answer already for you, right? You see the top two plays are not hitting. And oh, good. I had this question yesterday when I was looking at this. So you don't want to leave them a direct shot. So actually thinks it's the best play, right? But you also want the flexibility. So what I was wondering about was whether this play was a good play also. It only leaves them a 3-4 indirect shot, so 2 numbers out of 36. But you have a much smoother, a much better way to play bearing in, so you don't have to leave a shot. And if you look at this right here, you're a little more constrained in your numbers, and you'll probably leave more shots this way. But it turns out it's, you know, that leaving these two indirect shots right now pretty much balances out with the inflexibility that you have by making this play. Yeah, that was the question I had yesterday. Okay, so what that's saying is that that concept of not hitting checkers because all you care about is winning the game isn't limited just to closeouts. It can happen early in the game, just like the last roll situation can happen earlier in the game also. So something wrong here. 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. Oh, we're the wrong color here. Okay, start again. They are white going this way right here. So they have a deep anchor. We've got a bit of a broken board here. But we've got a bit of a blockade in front of them. Is that correct? It looks right, huh? Okay. So for money, we'd hit this checker right here, double 2s. We're going to increase our gammon chances if we hit that checker, make the 5 point. And our gammons have gone up a bit. Enough to make that play. But what happens at double match point? What do you think? Do we still hit at double match point?
I would until you
would.
ask.
Yeah, I would too.
Okay, you got this.
I'd move 2 from 13 all the way to 9
Point. Okay, so where's that?
because you're kind of building the prime a little more.
Mm-hmm. So which way would you hit, Mark?
Well, it was either that or I might move 13 to 7 and 13 to 11, which isn't even on the list here, but
Okay. But this is okay. So this is for let's go back to unlimited games then. Look at it for unlimited games, right? And you roll double 2s. Okay. So leaving, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'd be leaving only the 5, 6 with your play, right?
Right.
Indirect. And with Sydney's play, she'd be leaving no indirects, right? And hitting is good for money. And then second best is not hitting for money. Interesting, huh?
Wow.
Other plays right here. But then where's 13, 11, 9 to 7, that one right there.
Yeah,
This is where yours comes in, right?
that's mine. Yeah.
Okay, but for a double match play situation, okay, then not
Wow.
hitting at all, right? Which is improving your priming position, gives you the best winning chances of all. I know it's fun to hit, right? And hitting usually increases your gammon chances.
It's not clear to me that this is improving the prime.
Oh, yeah, this is something that I've thought about a bit also, right? About improving the prime.
Yeah.
Because you're letting them out with any 6 now, right?
Yeah.
But by not making, but you've greatly improved your position to bear in safely by making the 5 point. So that's
Okay.
what's worthwhile to give this up and now make the 5 point. I mean, the best way is just experience, learning, playing more and more and more, and trying to figure out when it's right to give up that 6 point in favor of the 5 point. Okay. I don't know otherwise how to explain it, but this is more valuable than I don't see on the top 5. Let's go with this one right here. Right? It's more valuable than that 7 point here.
I think in the 70s, it used to be like you would never want to give up that 7 point, like it was so important. And I think because of like XG and stuff, it kind of lets you, it's a new learning that it's a lot more important to have that 5 point. And the 7 point is still important, but not as important as it used to be.
Well, as important as we used to think that it was, right?
Right.
Yeah, because the authors of the books all stress this is the best holding point right here, that 7 point when they're 6 away, because you're blocking them. And so they place a high premium on those points. So let's say maybe they had an anchor in your 5 point and you had the 11 point made. So that they say that's a really good holding point because they can't just run away. So yes, we know now that the other points are here. The whole you have to look at the position in total. And they've got pretty decent timing. And so they're behind 52 pips right here. So they'll be able to hold their position. And so you don't care if they run away because they're so far behind the race. So you place a higher premium on that 5 point versus 7 point.
Yeah, it seems like White's going to have a lot of incentive to get the checker on the 9 point out of there with that 4 point board too.
Right, you're right. They'll have a stronger incentive to get it out now, whereas they might have kept it there in other situations, maybe where you have the bar point instead of the 5 point. Right? That's correct. And I just got something important I was going to say. Okay, maybe I'll remember it in a little bit. Okay, so yeah, in this position here, okay, for the left point, let's look at another one here. Missing 3 checkers. Oh, they're right here. No, they're backwards. Is that right? That's right. Okay. Ah. This one you guys might find a little bit more, a little harder. How would you play this for money?
I would hit and then cover the ace point.
I would make the 4-point.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see making 4. What was your play, Mark?
That one, the hit and cover the ace point.
Okay, with the ace point. Okay, so that's this guy right here, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's for money. And this means that if we eventually turn the cube, it won't be worth too much to our opponent. I'm just bearing in. Let's give them the cube though. Unlimited. And double aces. Oh, it's going to take a little while. There's a lot of double aces we can play. Oh, there we go.
Hmm.
So now it likes making this point right here. They own the cube. Oh, that's something I haven't even talked about at all this semester. So in the past, when people were learning about backgammon and discussing it, they talk about, well, this is the play I would make if the cube's in the center of the board, if no one's double. This is a play I would make if I own the cube, and this is a play that I would make if they own the cube. So this, you can see the difference between them owning the cube and playing double aces versus the cube in the center. You've got double aces to play. So if they own the cube, in general, you just want to try and make the play that gives you the best winning chances and best gammon chances, right? Which is making the 4-point. You won't be happy if you hit with an ace, but they still have to step up and leap out because you're going to have a 5 prime in front of them. Okay? And to a lesser extent, you won't be happy to come with a 2 and then eventually jump out, right? So cube centered, this is the best play. Cube with your opponent owning it, this is the best play. And what do you guys think would happen if we own the cube? Well, we wouldn't want to make any plays that are more volatile, which means that there's more change in equity between this turn and the next turn. Since we own the cube and we have the chance of winning by turning the cube, we want to, in essence, make quieter plays that don't swing the equity so much.
17 to 13.
Maybe 17 to 13, or maybe you want to bring a checker to the 6-point right here, right? Or maybe want to make Mark's play. Right? So now if they dance for a while and we maybe just have one come down to a single blot on the 13-point, we safety the other checkers, we can double them and they have to drop, right? So we don't have to get quite to that point, but we can keep inching closer and closer to a double by making quieter plays. Whereas if we make this play right here, things can change pretty drastically. So if we own the cube, this would be a big mistake. Okay. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit that in the future, but I didn't even think about the situation of what checker play do you make when the cube is in one of the 3 positions. Right, Chihuahua. Okay. All right. Let's up to share. Talk to me. What do you guys think?
I think that last topic is something I could use a education on.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's my scratch paper? That's a piece of shred paper. Yeah, write that down to make sure. Yeah. Cube. Okay. Let me show you one that I learned. I'm sharing this already. Okay. I should be able to see this right here, right? You see the X3 board?
Not yet.
Not yet. How come? Why not? Oh, you know, this is what I learned about this guy. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So when you're sharing the screen, you should be able to see anything that appears on the screen. Okay. And sometimes and it usually works. But let's unshare. Let's just go to something like this. So I'll come back again. So sometimes it doesn't work though, for some reason.
It's working now.
It's working out. And so I went to a direct share of this XG board. Okay. So I would have never thought about this adjustment. Delete, here we go, delete. This adjustment to checker play. If we're way ahead in the match, we'll match play, and let's say it's come on, there we go, 10, 11, let's make it a 13-point match. And we're ahead, we're way ahead in this match. Let's make it 10. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Okay. And opening roll. We could start with this right here then, couldn't we? We rolled a 4-3, opening roll, and we're way ahead. What's the norm? What are the normal ways of playing 4-3?
2 down or split.
Right, 2 down, or major split, or minor split, or Z split, right? So the 3 plays are 2 down from here, and split with the 4, and then come down, and split with the 3 and come down. So those are the 3 standard plays. But what about in this match score situation? How do we play a 4-3?
I think you touched on this on one of the prior weeks that you
Right, I did.
bring them both up, like move both from the 24.
Okay, so now we know why, right? We make our adjustments to play based upon gammas, how much they're going to gammon us, how much we're going to gammon them, right? And we know that if we make an advanced anchor, then the chance of us being gammoned are much lower. And if we're way ahead in the match, which I should have tested out some position like this beforehand, if we're way ahead in the match, then we want our match equities be more easily calculable, okay? Which means having an advanced anchor versus the possibility of being gammoned. So the top 4 plays now, the major split, the Z split. Oh, there we go. The major split, which the experts who argue has got to be superior to this split right here, because you're going to split and you risk being attacked. They say you should split to the better point. We know that's faulty reasoning now. Okay, versus 2 down. So all 3 of those are good, close for money, and 2 up when we're way ahead. So reasoning again, reduce the chance of being gammoned, make an advanced anchor, make our match equity calculations much easier. Yeah.
Mike, with the opening roll, do you want the cube in the center?
Oh, okay. Let's see. What are we talking about? We're talking about this, right? Yeah, we do want
And
to.
will that change it?
It shouldn't change unless I'm at a strange match score right here, 4-3. This guy should come out clearer at more lopsided match scores. But yes, thank you. The cube should be in the center because it's the opening roll at this match score. Let's see. So Kathy, in general, let's see. Well, let's do this right first, okay? So here at double match point, or not double match point, but we're lopsided score way ahead. The value of the anchor goes up. Right? And the other three standard plays are here also. Okay? Compared to our money with three top plays, we'll see the equities now when we run this thing through. So in terms of looking at that chart and deciding what play to make based upon gammon go, gammon save, or double match point, in general, I think bringing two checkers down will lead to more gammonish situations. You winning more gammons. It might cost you some games, but win to more gammons. So at gammon go, I would think that's a better play. Double match point, I would think the splits would be better, or running, compared to two down. And playing attacking games, game plans, which lead to more gammons, would be better for gammon go. Okay, so that's basic criteria, I think. Okay. So here they're close again. Okay. Two down. Okay. Top play it thinks. The split, the Z split, the reverse split, the major split, and then a little bit off that is two up. But when we go to the double match point situation, right, we saw what happens with there it is, okay. We saw how the value of two up goes up. Right? Okay. Oh, sorry. Sulu says she's got to go and stop the share. We can see each other and okay. There's a ton more examples we could use for adjusting your checker play to the match score. But I think you guys get pretty good ideas so far from what we've done, right? Double match point, focus on winning. Don't care about gammons, losing or winning. And gammon go, gammon say we didn't talk about that yet, but gammon go for the plays that are more gammonish, gammon save, go for the plays that don't get your gammons much. Okay. So any other questions, comments? Nope. Nobody? Okay, I'm gonna wave bye-bye so I can eat my lunch. Who's coming tomorrow? Mark, you're not coming tomorrow, right?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. Okay. Kathy, are you traveling already?
Not yet. I leave tonight, so
You
I'll
leave-
be traveling all day tomorrow.
Okay. So I suppose you're not going to be there tomorrow too.
Nope.
It's 10:30 interchange. I think Carla's going to be there. Sydney.
I'll be there.
Okay. And I will be there and Rada will be there. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. So I guess Carla's going to worry about picking up Rada, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Alan will probably be there. Probably. I don't know how strong a Catholic Vanjie is. And if she's a strong Catholic, whether she observes Good Friday or not. Okay. All right. That's all I got for today.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. And excuse me
Right.
for my unpleasant switch on the lecture.
Oh, no, you're fine, Rada. Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye bye.